start the thing. Go to... Oh, I might, but it's too late. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, this is SamProof from CraveOnline.com's Comedy Crack. Joining me today, the one, the only, the cheesiest, Angela Fornero.
Woot woot,
Did I
hello.
pronounce that right? I don't think I've ever said it out loud before.
Well, you did it right. Most people say Fornero, Fornero.
I was just thinking it sounded like Nero, because the...
Yeah. Well, I used to say, like, the shoe size, Fornero. Although I haven't been that size since I was, like, 8.
Is that a type of shoe?
Yeah,
Narrow?
it could be, like, narrow, medium, wide. I do sell shoes.
We learned so much. Oh, that's right. So, yeah, you're working in comedy via day job.
Yes, exactly. Survival job, as we call it. Thank you.
Did it fall, or did we hit that?
I didn't hit anything.
All right, that's good. All right, so for everyone who doesn't know, you recently launched and completed your first web series called The Cheeseheads.
Booyah. Technically my second, but my first was...
It's the first one you've written.
It's my first one that I wrote and, like, kind of birthed, if you will.
Right, yes.
But
You're the sole creator.
Yeah, I sort of produced another one, which was, like, tumultuous at best. If you've ever tried your very first web series.
Well, haven't we all?
It can be so hard.
What was the first one?
It was basically, I had heard that, you know, it's way easier to get in the union by just doing a web series as opposed to trying to get, like, vouchers doing background work. So when I was first starting out trying to get my, like, SAG eligibility, I just decided to produce something and met this guy who already had a script and was just looking for a girl to be in it. And I was like, well, can I help produce and touch Hartley myself? And so I did.
Okay. Did you actually get in the union that way?
Yeah, that's like how
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I had to do all that background work. That sucked.
I did too, but for totally different reasons.
So what was the first series?
So it wasn't even a series. It was just one episode. And to be perfectly honest, like, it should have been a short film, but we just called it a web series or webisode. That way we could call it a new media
project thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just a one-off, and it was a good script, but we threw it together so quickly.
That mic is just going to keep falling. All right, hang on. Let's just tighten this.
You don't actually have to hear me talk.
I think that might do it. All right. There you go. Go on.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, what was it called?
So yeah, it was called Mixed, and it was about this guy who's, like, of mixed ethnicity and isn't really sure where he identifies, and all these different people that he comes across are, like, mistaking him for other ethnicities, and I play this, like, party girl that he's taking home, and you know, just sort of witnessing all of it. But it was a crash course in how much goes into creating a show, and so if I hadn't done that, there's no way I could have even known where to start with the Cheeseheads.
It was like a dry run for this. So.
Yeah.
Had you produced anything before?
No, I have a producer's brain, I guess. Yeah. Like, I'm much more pragmatic and kind of business minded than most people in comedy.
Right.
So I knew that was already something that I would be okay at. But this was my first, like, let's just go balls deep and try this thing. So
yeah, that's how all decisions should be made.
Yeah.
Let's just put everything into it. How did you guys? How much did the production cost?
So we did it for probably about, like, $5,000 or $6,000 in the end. We did an IndieGoGo campaign, super short, like a 2-week thing where we got, like, $3,000 of that.
Gotcha.
And I basically wanted to just surround myself with people who were a lot better at doing this than I am.
Right.
So I, like, came up with the concept, found the people, and just let them do their thing. So I think that's why it turned out pretty good. Okay. Pretty well.
And that was the short film, right?
No,
that was Cheeseheads. Cheeseheads was 5,000. Okay.
Yeah. The other one, I don't even know. It was like a few $100. Like, we just threw it together.
Okay. So all right. So getting into Cheeseheads, it's 8 episodes. You just aired the last one about a week ago.
Yeah.
Do you have ideas for a second season already?
Yeah, like, my original idea was, so if you haven't seen it, it's basically about a couple that's completely head over heels obsessed with the Green Bay Packers. Right. And it, you know, they say write about what you know, and I am a diehard Cheesehead.
Now, you grew up and were born in Los Angeles, or the Valley at least.
Yeah, I'm like one of the 5 people actually born and raised in LA.
Why? Like, obviously it's a family passion, but like, is that all it took? It was just
bribery.
Like, yeah.
Like I was, my whole dad's side of the family is from Wisconsin. My mom's side of the family is from Texas. So it's a big, like, huge rivalry in our house of Packers versus Cowboys. And so when I was born, I was the only, and still am, the only grandkid on my dad's side.
Okay.
And so they would just shower me with gifts and tons of Packer stuff. And I think I just really liked
Here's
that.
some Packers ice cream.
Yeah, totally.
You know, was that it?
And the Packers were terrible in the 80s and
right.
and like early 90s. And the Cowboys were so good that I felt really bad for the Packers.
Right.
And became like...
It's like, you know, one parent's a Mets fan and the other's a Yankees fan, something like that.
Yeah, no, it was pretty brutal. But our family on my dad's side, they're way deeper into the Packers than my mom's side is into the Cowboys. Like season tickets to Lambeau since before the first Super Bowl. My grandpa was at the Ice Bowl,
right?
Which you're really nice for nodding right now. I know you don't know anything about the Packers.
Bowl, and we're still talking ice cream, right? No, I know enough that I can nod.
That's where the love came from.
Yeah. But so they are having a really good year this year, right?
Well,
a decent year?
Yes and no. Like 2 years ago, we won the Super Bowl and we were like on top of our game and it was amazing. Last year, we went almost undefeated throughout the season and then just totally choked in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And so this year, we were kind of expected to not care as much about the regular season and like really kick major ass in the postseason. Yeah. And I'm crossing my fingers that's what's happening right now because we're not that great at the moment.
All right. Well, back to comedy.
Yes, sorry. So, football podcast another time.
Yes. So Cheeseheads is almost like I would say it's situational comedy where it's 8 sort of standalone episodes. You don't actually have to watch them in order. You don't have to watch them all together. You know, they just are their own thing. Mm-hmm. In later seasons, do you see putting more of a story plot throughout the season?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I originally wanted to have one episode every Sunday for all of football season.
Sure.
So we had 17 episodes that we were like talking about, but they take so long to shoot and to organize all of that that I really wanted to get it out now. So we cut it down to 12 and then 10 and then it became 8.
Gotcha.
And we ended up, instead of worrying about the story, just picked the ones that we thought were the funniest and just sort of put those up. So, you know, you get like a little bit of our history with like Dick and Daisy, the 2 main characters, how they met and how they got married, but it doesn't really follow that chronological order. They're just kind of
slice of life moments.
So season 2 would be a little bit more like that. And it's also more of like, as we've been meeting more Packer fans through the series, everyone has short stories to share with us of like their superstitions and things that they do. And, you know, we've got so many more ideas now that it's like, oh God, the ideas are just flowing. We could literally have like 10 seasons about this because Packer fans are just insane.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, well, they are the ones that wear a giant wedge of cheese on their head.
Yeah, totally.
And again, there's no other team that does anything remotely like that.
And a cheese bra and a cheese butt and a cheese sombrero.
They've got the cheese wardrobe covered.
We're not afraid to embarrass ourselves, which is why it makes for good comedy because we can just take risks and be stupid and it's justified.
Right. Yeah, and the Bears fans can only be big gay guys? Oh, no. Is that the wrong kind of... no, that's... I've now made 1 million enemies.
No, that's okay. They're just Bears fans.
Oh, burn. But you guys have a game coming up with them in a couple weeks.
But we're the only team that they've lost to this season, so we hope to
do that again
once again.
Yeah.
But I did create the series not to be about football and more to use as a platform to show like casting directors and producers and managers and stuff that I can be funny.
Right.
Like I spend so much time going on auditions for little one-liners that are like, here is that important piece of paper. what have you been pigeonholed into like a specific, are you like college student A type? Yeah, kind of. Well, receptionist, nurse, secretary, like all of the, you know, young 20-something with a collared shirt and like a sweater vest.
Have you branched into new mom yet?
No.
It's gonna happen.
That's gonna be a big deal. I'm a little nervous for that.
That's the commercial thing. That'll like if you can get into new mom, your commercial national spot.
See, that's a good place to be, but I'm also a little bit scared because then it's like slippery slope towards
I'm
like
old.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm 23. No, I'm just
I am 18, not 18 to look younger anymore.
Right, right. Do you still get those?
No,
Okay.
no. Now I'm like 22 to 26, probably.
Late college student.
Yeah, I'm like the college student doing the victory
term.
lap 3 times over. I'm like the Van Wilder of college.
Right, yeah. I was going to say the Eric Stoltz, but that's an older reference, so look what roles I get. So now, what is your training in comedy?
So I got my degree in theater at UC San Diego, and I did a lot of like community and high school theater and stuff in, Shakespeare and The Crucible and like very dramatic stuff. Yeah. And I was so into that, and I took a business of acting class at UCSD. And we had to audition to get in, and she was like, where do you see yourself in the industry? And I was like, I really love deep drama stuff and, touchy-feely, like, feel-good stuff, and that sounded bad. Right. And she was like, you're wrong. You're so wrong. You're so, like, in my personal life, I'm such, like, a crazy, all over the place, like, kind of blonde-haired brunette that I am much more comedic when you meet me. And she was like, you're so lanky, like that's what you have to sell. And I'd always loved comedy, but never realigned my brain to be like, that's where I'm gonna focus, Right. So that was kind of what kicked me off. And then I did study at UCB for like a tiny minuscule moment.
Just the 101 course?
Yeah. Like dipped a toe in.
Who was your teacher for that?
I was with Joel Spence,
cool.
Who is awesome. And I just saw him on something recently, and I can't remember what it was.
I can't even picture him in my head right now. I can only think of someone whose name I've forgotten.
He's like semi-bald, but not really, you know what I mean? Like very average Joe American.
Actually, I did just see him in something.
And I wish I could think of it, and I'm sorry, Joel. Like, don't hate me. You were really funny, but I don't remember what it was.
It's funny. I think my wife and I saw him in some indie movie. And she was like, who is that dude? And I went, I think that's Paul Scheer. But I think it was Joel Spence.
No, it was Joel Spence. The guy worked a lot, but and he was so funny. He was great as a teacher.
Right.
My problem is I was looking for something to, like, I turned to improv to get me out of my head and to get me more fearless in my comedy.
That's not going to happen right away.
And it was the opposite effect for me. I got so obsessed with, like, finding the game of the scene that I stressed myself out and didn't like it.
There's such a weird duality to the improv training of, it's like so simple that you just have to look for this, and yet it's like, oh God, what is that? I have to think it to get to it. And it really just takes, like, the people who are amazing at it, like Sean Conroy and the guys from Convoy and John Ross Bowie, who was on here previously,
I love you,
have
John
been
Ross
doing
Bowie.
it for over a decade, and it's just like brushing their teeth.
They make it look effortless and easy.
Totally.
Yeah. I think there is a threshold that you cross where you like something clicks and you go, oh, I get it. Yeah. And you're able to let that go and just fly freely with it. But that, for me, clearly I should have given it more than 101, and I am going to go back to it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people who are, on Herald teams and stuff have done like everything and then twice,
Yeah.
I made it through the whole regime once. Doing sketch as well.
Wow.
And then like I didn't get onto a Herald team immediately, and I stopped.
Yeah.
No. Actually, I tried twice, and then I stopped. No, it's very expensive, and to be successful at it, you just have to keep taking those classes and to really
it's a lot.
Get yourself into that community. Not to say it's like nepotistic, but it's nepotistic. It's always going to be like that.
Yeah, but I don't think there's necessarily a problem with nepotism.
No, Yeah, it's not a horrible. It's not the Gremlins. So there's that.
Burn.
Yeah.
No, my problem is I've found so many great classes that I really love, and I just don't have the finances or the time to do all of them at once. Right now I'm with the Harvey Lembeck Comedy Workshop, which is improv, but it's more...
is it long form?
No, it's not at all. I wouldn't even call it short form. It's kind of their own creation.
Okay.
It's basically just learning about the rules of comedy and sitcom, but using improv as the vehicle. So it's much more like sitcom.
It's kind of more like going off book. kind of stuff?
It's more like you get, you know, a scenario at the top and you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants with it and see where it goes.
Right. Do you have an end point or a goal? Is it like, okay, you guys are working at a coffee shop. This dude doesn't want to drink anything with coffee in it.
Not at all like that. It's like, and of course I can't think of any good setups right now, but it'll be like one person walking in being like, where's my, and then, you know, fill in the blank, and people, you know, you find conflict in it and you just sort of go.
Interesting.
And why it's worked for me is because it did what I was hoping UCB would do, and that's just take me totally out of my head.
Right.
Become totally fearless and just kind of trust and listen and go with it. And it's been so much fun.
Okay.
But now I'm at the point where I'm like, these are great little performances, like once a week you get up 3 or 4 times, but now I'm ready, I think, to perform in front of other people.
Right.
So maybe...
So you're just doing make-em-ups is now.
But I also met Billy O'Leary, who, he's played Marty on Home Improvement. He was Tim's brother.
Yeah.
And he's been in like 100 other things too.
Sure.
But he's a comedic genius, and I took a regular class with him, and I was like, why don't you teach a comedy class?
Yeah.
And so he did, and that was brilliant as well. So I'm like, I want to be everywhere, and I just can't.
Have you thought about getting into like an improv team or putting one together?
Yeah, I have a friend, Jodie Scaris, who inspires me a ton because she's constantly making like videos for Funny or Die and YouTube, and she's more of like the internet queen than I am. I created a short TV series, I feel like, that I just put online, whereas she's like into the whole internet scene, and has done every class in UCB, like in New York and LA.
Oh, wow.
And is at IO West, and she's on, I think, a team or two, and I want to like follow in her little footsteps and kind of.
Well, iOS is a lot cheaper than UCB, and it's a lot easier to get stage time at iOS because aside from the fact that they have just I don't want to say less people, because I feel like those communities almost spill over completely. They just, it's not as competitive, and they also have like 3 stages.
Yeah.
So they have like that really small loft room and the backstage, which you're not going to get a lot of audience, but you can get on stage.
UCB is becoming so like celebrity ridden too now.
And yes,
it's like,
that's kind of what I was trying to say. I just couldn't think of the terms.
It really
celebrity,
is.
It's a term.
Big words.
God, 8-point word.
It's already noon. Your brain should be functioning by now.
No, I shouldn't be awake yet.
My brain starts at noon, so this was a good time.
Yeah, no, this whole waking up at like 8 a.m. thing is brand new to me. Like, I don't know what happened.
Why are you doing it?
It's this, we moved, we're in a new house, or a house.
Which is glorious, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I've been in an apartment for 12 years, and now that I'm in a house, suddenly at 8 a.m. I wake up. And
you're grown up. It's like you got a house and something switched in your brain and was like, grown up now.
I gotta go get my Epicac and get off my lawn. I'm practicing that a lot.
Oh, you're a man now.
Time for that circumcision.
You've always had the facial hair, but now you're a man.
Yay. I feel like you should break into song. Improv it. No, don't.
Oh, I don't know if you want to hear that from me.
Yes, I do. No, that's good. It's good. Okay.
Things are happening.
That is Ryan Taylor in the chat room.
Hey, Ryan Taylor. I don't know you, but I think I love you.
He's one of the regulars, and he's just going to accost me for the next 20 minutes. So, but that's fine.
I can't read any of that from here anyway.
That's fine. That's for the best as well. So, beyond the classes and the improv and stuff, have you what draws you to comedy? Like, what were some of your inspirations?
So I am very much, I feel like sitcoms were a part of the fabric of my childhood, and I have always, like, that is my dream in life, is to have like a Julia Louis-Dreyfus career. Right. And I mean, what maybe comedic young actress doesn't want that, but the woman has 3 shows. Good God. Like, when does that ever happen? Right. Or has had 3 shows, I should say. So I think the idea of, if you ever have a problem, you could go and turn on I Love Lucy or Mary Tyler Moore or something and just totally escape and feel like your friends are on, Right. Or like the show Friends. And that concept of the whole world having a water cooler conversation about something that feels very personal to us because it's in our home is so cool to me. And so to be a part of that would like change my life. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, not to, it's a weird segue, but I mean, in the case of that, like, that has such a long life that we were moving into the house and, well, actually, I think we were moving things out. We were moving the couch out of the apartment and someone was just going, pivot! Pivot! See, and you know what I'm talking about.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, no, totally. And shows like that brought in physical comedy that I grew up on with like the Three Stooges. And my dad and I would sit and watch even Roadrunner and Coyote.
Oh, yeah.
Forever,
that was
just because the timing of it and like the, you know, all of that stuff like feeds my soul and just makes me totally come alive.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's, I guess, sort of where that came from.
So what are your top 3 sitcoms?
Of all time? I mean, I was not allowed to watch Friends when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah, my parents thought it was like too racy or something.
Weird.
I was 9 when it came out, and I don't know. I was like a sheltered valley kid.
Yeah, I guess Rachel's hair was a little salacious, but
I mean, it is kind of the first show that they like, you know,
about, I guess,
had innuendo maybe of any kind. I don't know. So
I feel like Bugs Bunny had more innuendo than Friends, but all right.
No, I mean they're Ross and Rachel do it. I mean that's
I mean yes, and then there was the lesbian couple, and then there was some weird brother sistery kind of stuff going on there.
I mean. Yeah. So anyway,
all right, fair enough.
Because I didn't watch it when it was first on, I found it later and was just like, "What is this ensemble comedy?" Like I loved it. So that
was your exact thought.
It was. I'm like 13-year-old Ange now able to watch it. I'm like ensemble comedy.
Ooh, ensemble means salacious. Okay.
No, so I love Friends. And then this isn't. I guess, I don't know if it was considered a sitcom, but I'm always compared to Mary Tyler Moore, like a lot.
No, I think that was. I mean,
so Dick Van Dyke, like early Mary Tyler Moore was, like I go back and I have the whole DVD set and just, it's amazing how different it is from sitcoms today. Now it's like joke, 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 set up, joke.
It's a lot more rapid fire.
And back then it was just like one concept for the whole episode that they would take time to build. And I think there's a lot that you can learn from that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, and I think in a lot of ways, the kind of teaching that Upright Citizens Brigade has almost melds those two concepts.
Ooh.
When you get into doing a long-form Herald, and you only did 101, so they probably really didn't get to the full basics of that. Where it's, you essentially have your first scene of what we're going to call like track A, and then you'll do the first scene of track B, and then like a group game. Oh, there might be a track C. Man, it's been too long. But
you sure you passed all those classes?
No, I'm not. But then you'll come back and revisit track A and track B, but make them completely different. Like, this is very base, this is not accurate, don't do this. But if in the first time you were in the candy factory, now you're on the moon or whatever, but you're completely different things. Like the first time you're lumberjacks doing something funny with lumber, and now you're squirrels doing something funny with nuts.
So they're connected, but they're,
Right, they're connected on a thin line. And then the very final thing, you do a second group game, and then you tie everything together in this last scene. You know, and it just funnels down.
Again, my brain is like, Wah!
Right. I could put some X's and O's on paper. That might do it for you.
Give me a play call.
There you go.
Z right to the right side.
But yeah, I think that's what UCB does, is try to like bridge that gap of like, let's take something from the old, something from the new, make as many jokes along the way, but get to something where at the end people are like, oh,
that's, you know? Yeah, no, it's true. When I go see shows, I'm always amazed at how they can bring it full circle.
Right.
And I'm like, how did they do that? Like, they have like a cauldron and they're just making it happen.
Yeah, I would love to, get into somebody's brain and just be like, that's what makes that happen?
Well, see, that's the cool thing about improv and these Herald teams and stuff is like the ensemble comedy aspect to it. Like you're really depending on the other people that you're working with. And I've heard you say it on your podcast before that that's the difference between stand-up people.
Right, it's a team sport. And it's not just one guy trying to shine. It is.
Yeah.
You are not only like playing the game to be, you're counting on these other people to fill in those gaps and make you funnier. It's not you trying to make them look. Well, it's both. I mean, it is you trying to make them look good, but you count on them to back you up.
Yeah.
And not just, I'm gonna do some funnies, and if anyone comes at me, it's me against them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the difference. Really, is stand up. It's every man for himself.
And I feel like that should bleed over into all of our acting in general. Like
Sure.
I feel like I'm sort of representing the girl in this that is working really hard kind of at the beginning stages to get to where I want to in my career, and trying to do proactive things like creating a show to be seen and to do that. And at the level that I'm at right now, you do see so many people that are seeing it as competition and getting very, like, you know, not wanting to share little bits of information with each other. And I think if you're able to forget about all that and find a good community of people, like Bonnie Gillespie has this great group of people, and the Actors Network, and, you know, if you can find a common ground where you're all trying to help each other and support each other, that's getting a little mushy, but like that, you know, will make everyone better and go further.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that is like not only a rule that UCB makes implicit in the comedy, but I think comes out in life as well, where it's like, the more you compete, the more you're just going to feel hurt. Yeah. And if you know, back each other up, I'm trying to think of, like in the real world, the Rat Pack back each other up, and they got to where they got, you know? Like all those, like the Coen brothers and all those brother teams, it's like, God, if you had that other person who had your back 100% because you are siblings, God, I envy that, you know?
Totally. I feel, not to like bring it back to the Cheeseheads, but I feel like I sort of found that with Zach Tandler, who plays Dick in the show. Right. The man is so funny and doesn't know it. Like, there will be times when I'm trying really, really hard. Right. He's not trying at all. Yeah. And like, it's somehow working. But we've created such a great partnership that I think if our show ever were to have legs, it would be because of that, what both of us bring together as a team.
How long have you guys known each other?
We met in the Lembeck comedy workshop, and that was, oh God, I don't know, like a year ago maybe? Not even that.
Yeah, you seem like you've known each other for a decade.
Yeah, no, it maybe not even that long, honestly. Actually, probably
And he's
less.
Not even a Packers fan, right?
No, he would kill you for saying that. He's maybe not as diehard as our family. Yeah. Like, all of those props in our show actually were ours, with the exception of a few that we bought. But, you know, he is a true Packer fan. And that's where the inspiration from the show came, is that we're the only two LA-based Packer fans.
But since then, you've actually found, like, tons of other Packers fans.
Yeah, well, most of them are transplants. Like, who wants to stay in cold Wisconsin forever?
You're the
they all
only
come
one
to
that
sunny
grew
California.
Up in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and then I meet him in class, and I think I was wearing a jersey one day or something, and we like bonded over our love for the Packers. And I'm like, oh, where are you from? Thinking like, you know, Waukegan or something. And he's like, Beverly Hills. I'm like, what?
Really? Did he grow up out here too?
Yeah, he grew up in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
We literally are the only two.
Interesting.
We don't pretend to be the most diehard Packer fans, because in Wisconsin, people probably love them way more. Sure. But we're definitely the most for Los Angeles.
Sure. Well, that's pretty awesome that you guys like found each other in a comedy class.
It was love at first sight.
Don't tell your boyfriend that. So just don't send him this link, and you'll be fine.
Sorry, Chris.
You just don't listen past 10 minutes. Whatever.
Yeah,
all the good stuff.
It's uninteresting. My mic didn't work the whole time, so you might as well just
kept nodding, like it knew something about sports. Well, I think you only got 2 sitcoms out. You owe me a third.
Oh gosh. I mean, well, the people that created sitcoms, I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy.
Like,
what are those?
They literally went like, I know it's so cliche, but it's so true. Like, they looked at a floor and went, you know, let's use 3 cameras instead of 1, and let's
they created the whole Persimmon style of
so that
shooting.
You can move them. Sure. Let's bring an audience in when it's a fire hazard. Like, seriously, I mean, that is some genius stuff to like actually, you know, create all. So, of course, like, it's gotta be I Love Lucy. Okay. But Seinfeld, I mean, there's the whole must-see TV era. Right. It was so good. Like Cheers and Frasier. And
see, now you're talking. That's my stuff.
Yeah, like all
Cheers and Night Court,
See, Night Court, actually, one of the guys in the Cheeseheads, I think, was going to be on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then ended up, I don't know, he's got a great story with that.
Was it the creepy neighbor guy?
No.
Oh, because he looks like
actually isn't an actor.
Really?
Yeah, he is a producer of, oh gosh, I'm going to flub this, but like either kids programs or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's in the Lembeck comedy class just as like a hobby. Oh, all right. And is so funny that I feel like I discovered him.
Really, he has a great look.
I'm going to take credit for that.
And you have a lot of cool ancillary characters, like secondary characters, like him and the fireman.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
Who is a true diehard Packer fan.
Okay.
And we met at a casting director workshop at Actors Key, and we were sitting there, and I think I had a Cheeseheads like flyer, or I had something Packer related.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, we all flocked to each other as Packer fans, and we started talking about it, and I was like, great, so I want to write you in somehow. I don't know how. What do you do? Like, tell me about you. And he's like, well, I rap, and he's white. And I was like, yes.
Did he create?
That is where we're going.
Was the rap his whole thing?
So the whole idea was that, like, we have our episode that's like 1 to 3 minutes, and then at the end, after the credits, I wanted our guest actors to have their moment to just shine and do whatever they wanted. Sure. So we totally improv'd the end of every episode.
Oh, very cool.
So for his part, I was like, I want something to do with rap.
Yeah.
I acapella rap a little bit of Ludacris here and there. So I was like, if I need to get in there, I'll do something.
That sounds worth putting on the YouTube all on its own.
We may cut something like that for episode 2 or season 2.
Right.
And Zach, like, obviously is the most ghetto white man you will ever meet. So he can rap like a mother too. So I was like, yeah, let's rap something. I don't know what it'll be, but just show up.
Yeah.
So he showed up on his birthday. And he was like, so what are we doing for this last part? He was like, can I make up a rap about the Packers? I was like, yeah, do it. We're shooting in 5 minutes.
Right.
And he's like, give me a piece of paper, and scribbled on a piece of paper that entire thing. We held it up in front, like near the camera, so that he could just read it while he was doing it, and shot the whole thing in like 10 minutes.
That's pretty brilliant.
Rad talent. Like,
that's
so
really good. Wow.
Yeah, and he just did a spot for Mercedes-Benz, I think.
He's no way.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
He's a good-looking man as well.
Well, yeah. A couple of those.
I got some pretty people on our show. Tiffany is so pretty. She was
the
the chatty.
Yeah, the one who wasn't like a football fan.
The one who represents all of my girlfriends who like never want to watch football with me, except one that I've converted.
How many strikes do they have?
Yeah, exactly. Why hasn't it's? I feel like it's been 5 minutes left in the game for like 20 minutes or whatever her line is. Like, girls, my girlfriends, God love them, but they just don't care at all about football. Right. And so, you know, thankfully I have men in my life who do. Right. She kind of represented that.
Well, I'll hang out with those girls, and then.
Oh, Sam, we got to convert you.
Oh gosh.
Christina, who's my like sister, I call her. She did a lot of our help in the marketing department and stuff, and she knows nothing about football. Her dad was a quarterback like star at Stanford, but she,
really?
Yeah,
that's
but
hilarious.
She hates football, and we've totally kind of converted her.
Really?
Like, yeah, she. I mean, she wouldn't
ever
call
made her into
herself
a Packers fan, or just?
Yeah, there are no other fans, Sam. You need to learn this. Troy Price, who's our director, we made him wear a lot of cheese on the set.
That's awesome.
We're trying to convert everybody.
Yeah.
We're like the Jehovah's Witnesses of football.
You just go door to door with Cheeseheads. And like, put this on. What? Click.
Yes.
That would be pretty good. It's like,
now you got my
cheesed.
wheels spinning.
Yeah.
We might need to have like a punked show or something.
Right?
But get
cheese. Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Interesting.
Well, I feel like through 6 Degrees of Separation, I know a lot of Packers. I met Donald Driver because my dad works on Dancing with the Stars occasionally. And so as soon as we found out Donald Driver was going to be on the show, I was like, Dad, whenever you get on it, like, you have to let me on. So he kind of snuck me onto the lot and took me to his trailer, and I met him and just professed my love for him and was so nervous and like just freaking out. And he signed my cheese, which was so cool.
He signed my cheese, and yet not dirty. Cheese. All right.
No, there's no innuendo there. Just like there was no innuendo in Friends.
Right. Yes. Accurate.
Anyway, and then, I feel like I've met people who are like, oh, yeah, I've been friends with Aaron Rodgers and all this stuff. I'm like, watch our show.
No, it should be come on our second season.
Yeah, true that.
That's what you want.
Hopefully get some discount double check on our season 2.
No idea what that means.
Oh,
no, I've seen that commercial.
You don't have a TV in here,
No, we don't have TVs. We are only internet in this house.
Well, see,
but that's been on Hulu, I think.
Oh, okay.
I get that reference.
See, I pay $150 a month for nothing because I watch everything online or on my phone now.
Right.
Like, what is the point of even TiVoing anything?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculousness.
Well, I have to watch Homeland. That's the only thing.
I have yet to get into that.
Do it. It's not comedy. dramatic sidebar, but it is so good.
No, I mean, ironically, most of the stuff I watch is not comedy, but still laughable. No, I'm just kidding.
Nurse Jackie.
Oh, I have to get into that too.
So good.
But
Showtime, pulling out the stops.
Right now, I'm just catching up on the last season of Mad Men.
See, I haven't started that, and I'm just on season 3 of Breaking Bad.
That's awesome.
Yes, I just finished the box cutter episode.
Oh, God. Wait.
With like the. I don't want to give.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's like pretty.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the.
It's so good. Things are happening.
Such a good season. I can't wait to see what next season.
Did you watch The Wire?
No, I only ever would like see 1 or 2 episodes of The Wire, and I would always be like, I have no fucking clue what's going on because it's one of those shows.
The language alone, like I can watch it 3 times and still not know what they're saying or what's going on. But it's more like a sociology project than it is a TV show.
Yeah.
It does not feel scripted.
Right.
I saw one of the actors in it who plays Omar come into my work once, and I almost ran.
I don't know if you can say I saw one of the actors and then say he's the guy that played Omar. You say I saw the only actor that matters, the guy who played Omar.
Exactly, that's true. See, a guy who hasn't even seen the show.
Yeah, well, I know it's important.
Yeah.
Plus, I watch a lot of viral videos, and there have been a couple Wire inspired videos. There's a really funny video game 8-bit style Wire. I
need to look all these up.
I want to say it was a musical, but I think I'm wrong.
What?
It couldn't have been both a video game and a musical. That's too much.
That's a little too
much.
But
it was on dorkly.com. Just go to Dorkly, look for The Wire, and it's just this video game version of it that's just hilarious.
See, I don't know. Like, me combining comedy with The Wire is so weird to me in my head. I'm
no,
like, that doesn't belong.
Yeah, and I mean, there are a lot of references that I'm like, I bet that's funnier if I knew.
You have to watch it, Sam. If you like drama, oh my God, it takes you on a ride and you can't stop. It's so good.
That's the problem. How many seasons of The Wire were
5.
That's a lot of seasons.
No, it's not like 24. 24 is like, that sucks you in for too long. This is like...
How many seasons of Lost were there?
See, I didn't do
That was
Lost.
too much.
You
go watch that and I'll watch The Wire.
No, I don't like things. My boyfriend will tell you, I don't like things that aren't real. I'm so weird.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like fantasy.
So you won't watch The Walking Dead?
No.
Oh, man.
And I should, I'm probably going to eat my words on that because I bet I will watch it. Yeah. Mostly because it's the guy from Love Actually and I'm a girl. But no, I'm really bizarre. Like, I liked The Wizard of Oz, and then my love for things that couldn't have been real ended.
Sure? Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you like The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
Just because I could sing and pretend I was Dorothy.
Did you ever see Return to Oz?
No.
Oh, it's a really dark, creepy version.
See, I told you it ended at The Wizard of Oz. I'm uninterested now.
No, you should... It's Oh, I almost said the wrong name. I was going to say it's Elijah Dushku, but it's... the other girl that's creepy looking.
Not...
I suck at names.
Yeah, honestly, I'm terrible at the name game, too.
Yeah, so this has been my guest, Dick Butkus, and,
Hey!
No, I'm just kidding.
I left Dick at home.
Oh, that's right. Okay, where were we before we tangented into
I'm sorry,
television?
Drama tangent.
Man. All right, so really quick... Okay, we did sitcoms. What was who
inspiration?
Yeah, who were your comedic inspirations?
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I already said. I feel like everybody in comedy has watched SNL, so I loved Molly Shannon.
Okay.
Like, specifically her ability to just throw herself on a giant thing of chairs and just collapse everywhere.
She was the Chevy Chase of the late 90s.
Yeah, she was pretty fearless.
Yeah.
And I got to meet her not too long ago, like, really briefly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm such a fan.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it was rad. So I love her. And even Sherry O'Terry, like, there's just so many good ones, and Gilda Radner and all those. But really, when it comes down to it, Mary Tyler Moore, Lucille Ball, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Okay.
Love.
Cool.
And I'm one of those weird people that has a major girl crush on Jennifer Aniston.
You and my wife will get along perfectly.
Like, I am so Team Jen. It's nuts. And I know you don't think of, like, comedians or whatever and think of Jen Aniston, but I love her. I'm so weird. My mom and dad and I all, like, creepily love Jennifer Aniston.
Really? So my wife has this terrible... Achilles heel, I guess I'd say, in which she will go shopping. There will be a magazine that says Jen's Prego, and she will have to buy it, and then it's a lie.
Oh, yeah.
And she's done this 10 times at least.
I will get my nails done specifically so I can read all of the trash magazines in one location. It's a girly, bad addiction that I am fully owning to right now on YouTube.
So let me ask you, do you then completely hate Angelina?
A little bit.
Oh.
A little bit.
There it is.
The woman is so gorgeous and actually crazy talented and slightly weird.
And slightly weird?
Yeah.
I think we're forgetting about a 5-year period of her life, but all right.
I have to be Team Jen. I love her. But now I'm happy that she's found happiness, and I'm determined to get invited to the wedding somehow. I'm not sure how this will happen yet.
I don't know how that would...
Me either.
Yeah.
I'll find a way.
Door-to-door cheese sales, yeah.
I'll find a way.
Right. There you go. Well, cool. Tell everyone where they can find you.
TheCheeseheads.tv is our show. Please check it out. And to find me personally, AngelaFornero.com.
Right.
But I will be coming to a TV near you soon. I am on the rise.
Excellent. And search YouTube for Cheeseheads.
Yeah, you can
TV.
search the Cheeseheads, or youtube.com/CheeseheadsTV, I think.
Yeah.
And we're on Facebook and Twitter and all those fun things.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this somewhere else or embedded on some other page aside from Crave Online, find the description and follow the link back to the Crave Online, where we will have all of those links listed and some of the videos embedded and other awesome stuff like that.
And thank you for having me, a total novice, on your professional show.
It's all, our doors are open to all comedians, young and old, new and successful, I guess.
Well, when I have my 3 series,
you'll be back.
You'll be like, dude, we had you on.
We found
after
her.
John Ross Bowie in our house in the valley.
We found her, and she found that creepy neighbor.
Yes.
So
yes, we're all discovering.
Everyone discovers everyone else.
Yes, I love it.
Cool. All right, thank you for thank you for joining me. And
thank you, world.
Thanks for listening to Comedy Crack. And check out craveonline.com/comedy and find me on youtube.com/SamProof.
Peace out, players. Is how I like to close.
Nice. Well, I'm not going to even say stay strong. Oh, whoops. All right. That's it. Cool.
Yay.
Awesome. All right. So that stopped the audio part. And hey, Ryan, what's going on?
Sup?
Giving yourself, why are I holding the mic? Because my friend who lent me the lav mics took them back. Are you even still in the room? Let's see.
Can he hear you?
Probably. He should be able to. Okay. Well, I'm going to close the YouTube side of things.
Sweet.
Oh, wait. I meant to do this. Ha! I'm so prepared.
Oh, cute.
And then...
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
I gotta go.